Good everyone, it's Idoguchino. So once again, and as I said in my previous video, I'm coming to you live from a 3 beach cohort 8 here at Ikorodu, Lagos. And I'm here once more to give you my weekly update for week 5. Yeah, as specified here at Ikorodu, Lagos. So this week, we continued from where we stopped last week. We continued from our NFT contracts. We ended last week with building an NFT smart contract using OpenZeppelin. So the first thing we did this week was to actually set up our metadata for the NFTs. We learned to use IPFS, but we didn't actually make use of IPFS. We just learned what IPFS was and how they were able to communicate with the blockchain by serving as oracles to the blockchain network. But instead, what we used for our video was Firebase. For our NFT, sorry, was Firebase. So we were able to create a bucket on Firebase, upload our image, get the image URL, use our metadata, then upload the metadata once more again to Firebase, then get the CID of the metadata from Firebase and pass it to our smart contract, which we use to mint the particular NFT we wanted to mint. We also learned, before we did all this, we were able to deploy our contracts to the Goli testnet. Yep. We were able to do that through the help of Alchemy. We got an RPC key from Alchemy, which we used to deploy our contract to the Goli testnet. We were also able to verify our contracts. We used two ways to verify contracts. You could either verify your contract directly from Etherscan, Goli Etherscan, or you could use your hardhats. You could verify your contracts from your scripts, from your terminal using hardhats. So we taught the two ways, and personally for me, I prefer the terminal. It's easier, it gives you more control. It's way faster than having to go to Etherscan to connect, compile your code, flatten your code, and upload the bytecode and stuff like that. But with terminal, it's way faster. Then after our deployment, we minted our NFT, just like I said, using Firebase. Then we were also able to interact with our NFT to post our NFT for sale on testnet, like OpenSea testnet. Yeah. We deployed our contracts. We also hosted our contracts, our NFT on OpenSea. We put it up for sale. Then this week we also built a staking contract. Yep, we built a staking contract all that staking contract does is it collects money, collects funds from users. We used Ether to be precise. It collects Ether from users. Then it returns a 20% APY to their user. And at the end, it returns that 20% APY not in Ether, but in a totally different ERC20 token, which we designed ourselves. So we had to build two contracts. We built an ERC20 smart contract. We also built the staking contract itself, which received the funds, keep records of data of the address, and keep record of the time in which the person has invested and the amount of profit the person is supposed to get. And that the staking contract itself is able to interact with the ERC20 smart contract to be able to transfer funds or rewards to the user after the staking time has elapsed. In order to achieve that and to properly test that out, we had to learn a new function in Solidity, and that function is what we call the time warping. So we were able to warp time. We had to warp time to a future block stamp in order to actually calculate the interest the person had received and also pay out that person. Because if we were not able to warp through time, then there won't be an effective way to actually calculate how much the user is supposed to make, since we'll have to actually wait for a year to actually see how much reward we have to give that person and be sure that our contract was actually acting or behaving in the way we wanted it to behave. So we had to learn the concept of time warping using Hadat. So we're able to warp time to a future block stamp and pay out that user the exact amount he is expecting. Then finally this week, we also interacted with Uniswap version 2 router. We learned to interact with Uniswap version 2 We were able to call functions like add liquidity, remove liquidity, add liquidity edge, and we were able to interact with a whole lot of functions. We learned about how Uniswap actually works. We learned about the router contracts, the factory contracts, the pair contracts, the basis of Uniswap itself. And in order to actually fully utilize or understand this, we needed to learn other concepts outside Uniswap interaction itself. We basically learned one of the most interesting things I've learned since my stay in this cohort, which is Ethereum mainnet forking. Yeah, we had to fork the Ethereum mainnet. We brought the Ethereum mainnet based on the way I like saying it or the way I like picturing it. We actually took a snapshot of the Ethereum mainnet, then brought that snapshot to our local machine. Then with that, we were able to run an impersonation. So we were able to impersonate a user, a real life user, a real life address that had a particular token we wanted to interact with on Uniswap. So what we did was to take a snapshot of the blockchain at that moment, which is like the Ethereum, the hard fork, the forking. So we took a snapshot of the mainnet, brought it to our local machine. Then what we did was to impersonate a user who holder of the token at that moment which we took the snapshot. Then we were able to add liquidity to the Uniswap V2 router on Quali testnet. So we'll be able to add liquidity by using a dummy transaction to add liquidity to a token pair on Uniswap V2. We're able to remove liquidity, we're able to call a whole lot of functions on Uniswap machine too. And it was very interesting, honestly. It was mind blowing. The fact that there are a lot of things which we can do on the blockchain, there are a lot of things going on the blockchain. And so far, so good. This week was very interesting. Like my fifth week here, and every single week has been educative. You have to learn something new every week, something mind blowing every week. It's just as if, like, when you feel you've seen the biggest you can see, like there's a new week and there's something bigger than what you saw before. And I'm very happy. I look forward to where we are going to get in the next couple of weeks. So thank you very much. Keep looking out for my videos. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.